Okay. We'll start in the room right back here, and then we'll go to the post.
Hey, Coach. Obviously today was a big game for Ryan. He seemed to be a little bit more comfortable the last couple of games. How important is that with Tim going out, and what have you liked from his development so far, especially recently?
We need for him to continue to grow and continue to get better. He played a very good game today for the most part. 15 points and 11 rebounds, 4 block shots. At some point he was trying to block shots like his dad. We need for him to continue to grow, like I said before. Just, when he comes in, we have to be able to get him the ball when he's open and has to take and make good shots. So his development is still a process, but it's getting there.
Patrick, obviously, when you have a guy like Rice that can shoot the way he does, even when he's coming off a tough game, is the encouragement there basically just keep shooting? And is this sort of what you were hoping you were going to get out of him when you were trying to, kind of fill some holes in the offseason and be able to get a guy like that?
Well, I cursed his ass out at it now. Look, at practice yesterday, I told him, look, the type of shooter you are, there shouldn't be no nights where you go over. And that's the type of shooter that I saw when we recruited him, and that's the type of shooter that I believe that he is. He showed that tonight. Now, he's gonna have to continue to do it. On Saturday is gonna be, they have 4 guys that can do it just like him. So we're gonna need him to shoot, and we're gonna need him to make them, and we're gonna need him to do a lot other things than just shoot. But yeah, he's special. And with the cast that we had, with Amino and him being a downhill guy, we need shooters on the perimeter. And we need him and Don to be able to take shots and make shots.
Do you think your big set the tone somewhat defensively to start the game? After a while, they were getting to the lane, and you could tell they were looking.
Yeah, Malcolm did it. I mean, he had 4. He had 4 points, but he affected the game in so many different ways. He blocked shots. He changed some shots. He did a great job. He picked. He rolled. He did everything that we needed for him to do to be for us to be successful, and that's something that he has to do. He's not the type of guy that you're gonna drop the ball to, but he can affect the game on the defensive end.
What did you say to number 5 in the lines, in the congratulatory line, Shantae's son?
I told him, I said, look, people always talk about when they equate heart with height. I told him, I said, look, you may not be the tallest, but I always tell people it's not the size of the dog, it's the bite in the dog. And he has a lot of fight. That's all I tell him. That's the way he's been his whole life, and he needs to continue to do that.
So you guys scored 100 points, shot 50% from the floor. How do you guys kind of carry the offensive performance over, to Saturday's game and going forward from there?
Hey, look, I ain't even worried about Saturday right now. I'm just happy with this win. The wins are hard to come by, and Syracuse, like I said, they're a team that I've played against. Now I'm coaching against. Coach Boeheim is, one of the best coaches in the country. He's been doing it for a lot of years, and they have 4 guys that can shoot like Caden Rice. 4 guys. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us. We need Caden to be able to shoot the ball the way he shot it tonight, and we also need for Dante, Amino, and everyone to be able to have a stellar game for us to win.
Marcus,
Hey, Coach.
Excuse me.
Hey, late in the game, Jalen looked a little bit frustrated, especially when he went coast to coast. And I noticed that you had spoken to him during that timeout. As a coach, how do you keep his confidence up, maybe when he's sort of second-guessing everything he's doing out there?
Sometimes, they need to keep the coach's confidence. No, hey, look, I think he's going to have a great career here. He's talented, he's athletic. Sometimes it's going to take guys a little longer for it to click, but when it clicks, he's going to be special. All I tell him is that, the same thing I tell him every day in practice. It's not him driving the coast to coast and shooting. It's just the way that he shot it. He goes in there with that. Coach Thomas used to call it a flying Walindas. So he goes in there and shot that. I said, go strong, that's it.
it felt like that was probably as complete a game as Dante had so far this season, particularly just kind of rebounding, getting some assists, taking care of the ball for the most part. What was your take on what he was able to do?
I thought he played a very good game against a guy who was, is a pest. He's going to be into it. He was into him. He was trying to create steal. He was being physical. He was able to knock down some shots. He got 7 assists. 7 assists, 22 assists. That's our most of the season. So, he and I spoke before the game, and I told him, I want the Dante of last year to come out. I'm waiting for him. You were aggressive on defense. You were into the guys. I thought that he did that for the most part tonight, and then he was able to take shots and make shots.
We're gonna go to Bobby Bancroft and then end in the room in the Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a lot made during the South Carolina game of the lack of interior defense. How did you like the way that you guys responded? Ryan said that you basically told him that's not really acceptable here at Georgetown. And what were the adjustments that had to be made?
Of course, when you lose, everything gets magnified. So we watched film on it. We watched film on the 20-plus dunks that they got. We watched film on them blocking shots, the 42 points in the paint that they got. So, we talked about it, and, I talked about Georgetown's history, our history, all the things that Coach Thompson built, that I sweat, blood, and tears for, and the people who came before me, the people who are here now. I talked about that. I talked about, us, we were the hunted. We were the best team, best school in college sports. And, for what happened that night, that can't happen ever again. Not a coach, not a team that Patrick Ewing's coaching. We have sacrificed too much to get Georgetown to this point for that to happen.